Hello all. First, a reaction video, which I'm going to do for a video that was done about me. Okay, done with the reaction video. But a statement came up in chat the other day in a video I was watching about a new treasure hunting book that came out. And someone said, oh yeah, it's available on Target. And I thought, well, no big deal. My book is available on Target. So I'm using new software, so let me try this out. So there's Target, and I'm gonna go. Whoops, not there. I'm gonna go to here and put in my book. And look, there is no book. But now watch. If I go to Walmart.com. I don't want cart. And I put in my book. There it is. Third hit behind a literary culture of the leaving of the an actual beacon. Oops, I clicked on it. And then the beacon star. So there it is on Walmart. So I got me wondering, and I know it's on Barnes and Noble. Whoops, is it Noble? And Nook. I don't know what that is. And you go to the beacon star, and come on, where's my picture? Why ain't my picture showing up? I'm gonna refresh the page. Oh, it's still loading. Oh, I guess I gotta accept all cookies. Hello. There it goes. It wanted to know my location, but there it is again, number 3. But that's okay. And then it got me wondering, what other bookstores are there? Barnes and Nobles, Walmart, Target. So I looked up bookstores. Of course, it's giving me all the. Now, I wouldn't expect it to be in a specialty bookshop like this Christian bookstore. What is Three Bells? Three Bells. Now, this is a local. Oh, it's a Facebook page. Blah. Is there a web page? Yes. Okay, let's check mine here. Again, this is brand new. I haven't checked it here. Oh, right there. No cover available, but it's available to order. Again, why is the cover not available? That's really weird. So let's go back. Three Bells. Now it's a Mason City. Now I don't know, is that actually a Mason City bookstore or is that like an online bookstore? Barnes and Noble, we already did. Yelp, Vista, Bookshop, Independent Bookstore. Let's try this one. That's weird. Oh, number 1 there. And my cover shows up. This is a good thing for you people who are like wanting to do your own treasure hunting book. This is something to think about. When you buy your own ISBN and you publish your KDP, it will put your book out everywhere. Every bookstore that has, let's try thrift books. I think I tried this one before because the link was already pink. Boom, boom, there I am, number 3 again, and the price jumped. So don't buy my book at a thrift store. Let's see, where am I at? Thrift Books. Powell Books is this largest independent bookstore. Powell Books. So if you buy your own ISBN, and why is it always number 3? I don't understand that, but it's at the regular price. You can put it anywhere that sells books. What's the Better World of Books? Better World is a for-profit, socially conscious booksellers that sells new and used books. All right, let's see what we got here. No, I don't want 20% off. I want to search. Number one there. Let's see what they got as far as the price for me here. Now this book, apparently they donate money to charity, so I'm not so upset about that. But these are bookstores I've never been to before. What is LDS Books? I just did Powell's, Indigo. Oh, here's a bookstore in Canada. Let's see how I'm doing in Canada. Oh my goodness! It took me right to some. It took me to this Beacon Fire book. I didn't want that. Let's try this again. The Beacon Star by Bishop. Alright, so I'm not doing so well in Canada. Let's do this. Let's go to Amazon. Sure, it's going to take you to my video page. I just want to get something here. And look, I'm right next to Xavier Marks. I'm going to get the ISBN. I wonder if I need the 10 or the 13. I'm going to try the 13. No results. I mean, I know my book is sold overseas because I get overseas. I get overseas sales listed in my Amazon account, so that's kind of weird. Alright, so luck on you. Let's see, Better World of Books. Did I do that one? Better World of Books. Oh, that's the for-profit one. Bookstore, Books A Million. Books, Toys, Text, eBooks. Let's try this one. Oh, come on. I hate it when pages do this, by the way. Just let me get to my... And where's the frickin' X for this? Wow. Yeah, this page will not get my business. Because that really annoys the crap out of me. Third again. I don't know who this Beacon Fire is and why they're coming up under Beacon Star, but more power to them. Star for Beacon, I can understand. It has the same words in it. But yeah, if you're doing your own book and you do your own ISBN, I wonder if it's on half-price books. And this brings up another... I put the start. It came up anyway. It does show it's listed for $349. Look at that. But anyway, there's one more place I want to look for, and it's the Tattered Cover Bookstore. Now, the Tattered Cover is a bookstore in Denver. I don't know if they branched out. When I was there, it was only in Denver. Let's see. About Us is still only in Denver. Yeah. And I want to put in the Beacon Star. Hopefully you can see all these. Yep. The Beacon Star. Come on. Search it. Yep, there it is. Number one. So, this book cannot be returned or refunded. Nice. So, if you are doing your own book hunt, this is something to keep in mind. If you do... Oh, this is a weird one. Star for Beacon. Is this the one I saw on the other page? Anyway, let me jump back. So that brings up a couple points. Get your own ISBN. KDP, if you go through KDP, it's really easy to publish your KDP. Just remember, all your typos and everything are going in there. If you don't have like a professional editor or professional graphic artist to do your cover, people will criticize everything you do. But yeah, you can still do all that, still publish your KDP, but they will give you an offer that for like $20. You know, it's really cheap, but they'll give you their ISBN number, and then it's only available on Amazon. You can only sell on Amazon. But if you buy your own ISBN number, and there was, I think it's still up here. Let me go back. Yeah, back cover. If you get your own ISBN number, there are guides that tell you, okay, it has to be in this corner of the book, it has to be this big, you have to have a barcode, and there's a little barcode creator. You go to the ISBN site, type in your ISBN, it'll create this barcode for you. And when you do the graphic design on your cover, you have to, oh, I just realized that's probably my face was in the way. Oh no, I guess not. When you do the graphic design on your cover, it'll tell you, you know, put this here, and make sure you include that in the graphic design of your cover. And that way, when you're at a bookstore, it's, you know, bookstores can easily look you up and all that kind of stuff. But as you can see, it's everywhere except, for some reason, Target. Why doesn't Target carry my book? Now, the one book in Canada I can understand. I don't know if that's a specialty shop or. Whoops. Well, let me just do that. The Beacon Star. Let's see where it sells at. Shopping. No shopping result. I just did this the other day. I'm not sure why, but eBay, Walmart, Thrift Books, Better World of Books. It does seem to be all over the place. The Star Beacon is a newspaper that often gets hit. Wait, what was that with the number on it? No, that's the Amazon page. Reddit, Paperback Detectives. Is this the Beacon Star? The paperback can't be found. Oh, they're out of business already. But anyway, let me get back to this, my new software. Yeah, get your own ISBN, and it can go anywhere. And like I said, in my KDP page, I get notices, you know, hey, your book sold in Belgium, your book sold in England, your book sold in Japan. So I know it's all over the world. I just don't know how they're finding it. They're just, you know, Amazon's all over the world. So no matter where you are in the world, you go on Amazon, you can find my book. But yeah, it's kind of neat to have that. And so make sure if you want widespread coverage, if you want it to be available to everybody, get your own ISBN, and that's the way you do it. And just nitpicking, I saw this again in a chat on a video the other day. Someone's like, they were saying, how can treasure hunt creators, you know, make money? Why, you know, this should be free. Everything should be free. If you're a treasure hunt creator, your treasure hunt shouldn't cost anybody anything. You know, and I'm like, wow, what an attitude. Yeah, if you think that way, good luck to you. Even multimillionaires doing multi-million-dollar treasure hunts would like to break even. If you've got a nice glossy book, you know, with full color pages and dust cover and hardcover and all that good stuff, yeah, it's going to cost money. Why should you eat the cost of that? And yeah, it could cost upward of, you know, my price. You know, when you price stuff on KDP, it prices like the lowest you can go. I wonder if I can pull up the KDP. I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too bad. I'll go to scene 2. Here's my Kindle dashboard, and I make sure my head's not blocking anything. But yeah, here's my Kindle. So this month, of course, it's only the first day of the month. You can see I'm not making any money. I would love to make money. Last 30 days, you can see I have modest sales. 1 day I sold 2 days I sold $2. And then let's see, pre-orders. Can you do this? Download report, line chart. So here's all the books I have on Amazon. And somewhere up here, oh, here we go. Choose a date. Lifetime. Woohoo! So lifetime, you can see I haven't nearly made, and this is on all 5 books. Let me do this. Lifetime. How do I change books? Oh, here we go. All books. I'll get rid of all of these. So lifetime for 1 book. So here's a Beacon Star. I did cancel the Kindle version because some important things were not coming through on the Kindle version. Print royalties, I've made $1,400, but that's like the print royalties. KNPT total. It doesn't say. Where does it say how many books I've sold total? Okay, I'm in the royalty, and let me do something else here. Here's royalty sources. Let me try this. Here we go. Lifetime. I'm doing this as a teaching tool. Oh, look at that. 800 even. Oh, ebooks, yeah, 749. So I've sold 800 books even. So like I said, $1 of each book is going towards the prize, which is $800. So that's how much sales I've had. But in the meantime, the royalties will be slightly higher. So 1,400. So you minus 800 from 1,400, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So made about $600. Let me get back to this. Made about $600 total. So yeah, I would love to make a profit. I've made $600 so far, and that's over the course of like what, the last 7 years, 8 years. But yeah, it's been a while since I released this book. So yeah, I made roughly what, less than $100 a year on this. My mathing ain't good, but oh my gosh, does that make me an evil person? But some things I can point out to you: don't try to, assume your book sales will fund your prize source. Have your prizes first, and then do your book, because if you think you're going to sell 1 million copies and you could do $500,000 in prizes, ain't going to happen. It just ain't going to happen unless you have a major publishing powerhouse behind you, and even then it might not happen. If you don't know, a Treasure Trove was a total success. They sold millions of copies, and the guy had his prizes before he wrote the book, and he went around and hit them, and then did the book and did the codes to show where he hit them. But yeah, the sequel, he got, I think it was Simon & Schuster said, hey, we saw the success of your first book. We'll get behind you on your second book. And he thought, wow, okay, I'll be selling millions of copies of this book. But unfortunately, it didn't sell very well. And Simon & Schuster said, well, you didn't meet sales quota, and you agreed everything was ours, and they shut everything down. Again, another big, powerful, multi-million-dollar treasure hunt ends in scandal. It ended with Simon & Schuster saying, we own the answers, we'll never give the answers out, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it can happen. So don't plan on a giant hunt. Just a minute, I'm going to pause again. So yeah, don't plan on book sales or sales of anything funding your treasure hunt. It's not going to happen. Have your prizes first and then do the hunt, which is what the multi-millionaire can do. Oh, I'm going to do $1 million treasure hunt and then sell books. You might as well try to recoup the cost of that. And I know some people were like, oh, and I saw this a lot with Forrest Fenn. Oh, there's no treasure. He just wants to sell books. And I'm like, what? It's the other way around, dude. Books aren't going to equal anything. Like I said, unless you you got some powerful company behind you and you're going to sell millions of books, you might make a little bit of a profit, but yeah, it ain't going to happen. Don't plan on it, and don't think people are selling books to make money in this kind of deal. Because I tell you, I saw 800 books, and I had $1,400. 800 went to the thing. I'm trying to do math in my head again. 8, 4, 5, 6, 600. I would have to sell another, I don't know, 2,000 books to break even, something like that. If you want to do the math, you can do the math and post it below. But yeah, that's some of the behind the scenes of doing a treasure hunt. Don't expect. In fact, I think I can do this again and show you. Last month, I sold 7 books in the month of February of 2004. And I do check this like once a week because sometimes I'm surprised. I'm like, oh, look, I sold 7 books in one day. And I'm like, oh, what happened that day? Did someone mention something? Did another video go out? You know, what happened? But you can see it's not, you're not going to become rich and famous selling treasure hunt books. And again, unless you got someone behind you. I'm sure Xavier Marks, I don't know if I can, there's no way I can pull up a report like this for Xavier Marks, but yeah, it's they got obviously people behind them. They know celebrities. I promised my friends who are actual celebrities. In fact, I'm going to uncheck United Kingdom or United States. I'm going to do Lifetime. So I've sold 136 books overseas. So yeah, the book is going overseas. I don't know what happened here. I sold 92 units in 2018. That was like when the first, you can see there's a peak when the book first came out and then it went way downhill. But yeah, I saw a couple overseas. These are all overseas sales. I don't know if we can break it down. I guess I could download the report and break it down. But yeah, if I compare books, all marketplaces, does it break it down for me anywhere? Where does it break it down? It looks like the Beacon Star is the only one I sold overseas. Lifetime, all books, all authors. Huh. Alright, let me do all marketplaces again. That's still on the Beacon Star. I'm not sure how I can switch out of that. But anyway, that's a little behind the scenes look here. Let me switch back to scene 1. Okay. That's a little behind the scenes look of what you can expect. Again, I'm in it for the sheer joy of it. People ask me, I give out hints once in a great while if I hit a milestone, but you can see why it takes so long between milestones. But yeah, I created my book as a challenge, and some people say, well, your book is too challenging, your prize isn't big enough, and I've heard that before too. Oh, I won't even start a treasure hunt unless it's over, $20,000. I'm like, wow, you must not participate in a lot of treasure hunts. But yeah, we do it for the fun of it, and I love popcorn hunts. I love hunts that, people try different things, and sometimes and it still bugs me. I still look at Naomi Speck and her little treasure hunt, and I'm like, whoa, it's been up there. She hasn't given any hints. That's the way to do it. Don't give any hints. I regret giving hints out. I'll tell you that right now. But don't give out any hints, and just let it sit there. Just see how long it takes someone to solve it, and make sure you go through it yourself. I go through mine probably once a year and say, yep, still solvable. But yeah, make sure you didn't make a mistake along the way, and that it is solvable, that you did give the right hints and clues. If you got a polybius square with a key in the front of it, and you don't give the key out in any way, shape, or form, I mean, there's billions of words in the English language that could be a key, so yeah, you got to narrow it down. In fact, one guy, I think I've told the story before, one guy was showing me his treasure hunt, and I couldn't get from one step to the other. And I said, well, how do you get from this step to this step? And they said, well, you got to plug this word in. And I said, well, how, what prompts a person to plug this word in? The word is nowhere in the story. It's nowhere in the clues. And he said, well, it's just kind of guesswork. You got to kind of trial and error it. I said, you could trial and error this for 100 years and still not get it. Something, you have to do something to put that clue out there. And whether it's in a picture or a part of the story or, something has to click. They have to look at that and go, okay, what word can I plug in here? Maybe there's a word in the story that was really important, or a word a character says it's really important, or, something along that line. Or something in one of the pictures, a random word that people will look at and be like, why is this random word here? And then later on they get to the part of the puzzle where it requires a word, like, well, I'm going to try plugging this word in. But yeah, if you don't prompt that, if you think, okay, that's guesswork, that's, people have to trial and error that, forget it. Trial and error does not work. You got to have a logical step for every step. So that's something you got to be aware of. If you have a Beale cipher, you don't give the name of a book somewhere or a clue to the book or something about the book. How are you going to solve that? How many books are being published where, could be used as a Beale cipher? You have to make sure every logical step is in there. There's no guesswork. There's no there might be you might have 3 words in your book, and maybe to do this code you plug one word in, doesn't work, you plug the next word in, doesn't work, and you plug the third word in and it works. But you've at least narrowed it down to 3 words and not an infinite number of words and an infinite number of worlds. But yeah, and obviously make sure you know what language it's in. There's a treasure hunt in France that I can't do because I don't speak French. But little things like that, just got to keep thinking of those things. And don't make it too easy. I know there was one infamous treasure hunt that got solved overnight. But yeah, it's like, if you think, okay, I'm going to put a reference to the Indian word for Lake Superior, and you think, it might take a little research to do this. It might take someone a couple days to figure that out. But then you got someone from Michigan goes, well, I know it's Lake Ichigumi. And, someone from Michigan knows that. And, if they join a group or something and people are like, well, we're stuck on what's another name for Lake Superior, you just say, oh, well, this is it. So, you got that group thing going on. But don't count on that. Don't count on, hey, there's a small town in Missouri and their word for bread is something different than the whole rest of the country. And if you use that in your book as a clue, it may never get solved, because unless someone comes from that town and knows that, how is that going to get plugged into your clues? So you want that to be, you want everything to be contained. And that's one thing I liked about I'm blowing my own horn. I liked about my book was everything is in the book. You don't have to research Denver. You don't have to research what shape the state is in, or you don't have to research, what's another word for whale or whatever. Which there are treasure hunts out there that require you to do that, and treasure hunts that aren't solved that we don't know. Do you have to do that? And Xavier Marks, do you have to know what Van Gogh's childhood nickname is? How do you know what you need to know? But if you say, yeah, it's all in the book, and you say, okay, there's a keyword that gets plugged into this puzzle, yeah, that keyword is in the book somewhere. If there's a Beale cipher, yeah, that's defined in the book somewhere. If there's, something, it's got to be defined in your thing. I don't think Forrest Fenn did that very well. Where Warm Waters Halt is so vague, and nothing really defines that. I can't believe anyone ever solve that book. I had my own idea. I thought warm waters halted at the border of Yellowstone. So my clue went from the border of Yellowstone out, because that was where warm waters halted, was the border. Um, Turned out to be wrong. But, you know, to say, okay, that's where this river met this river, but, you know, that was kind of iffy. Yeah, there's just a lot of things to consider. Um, so, let me wrap it up. Make sure you have your prize before you start. Don't expect book sales to fund your prize. Be prepared for low sales, unless you got some kind of powerhouse behind you, unless you investing money into advertising. Um, don't make sure that it's solvable based on what's in, or if you need to do research, at least hint, okay, you need to know Van Gogh's childhood's name in order to solve this puzzle, or something along that line. Disguise it as two characters talking or something. But at least people know, okay, I got to know this to know this. Have everything in your book that you need to do what you need to do. Don't rely on guesswork. If you have to guess at one of the clues, if you have to trial and error something, unless you've narrowed it down to an extremely small number, I wouldn't trial and error anything over 3 or 4. I would think. But just be aware that trial and error for you, like Forrest Fenn. Oh, obviously it's a river because he's the river guy. What if somebody growing up in Brooklyn, New York, has never seen a river, and clues that are obvious to the outdoorsman are not obvious to the person living in the city. So in your work, in your poem, in your book, something needs to allude to that, to move it along for everybody. So anyway, that was my 2 cents. I wanted to get that out there because Target, WTF, why don't you have my book listed? So if anyone works for Target and works for Target's webpage, I expect you to remedy this. I will sign out by petting my kitten. What did you do? Oh, you're waiting. Yes, you are. And we'll see you all later. Hopefully this turned out, because it is new software. Oh, she's fighting me. Oh, no. Ah.